Welcome back to NV Vintage Sledders. New week, new project. So today, we're going to see if we can get my ski zoom fired up. This is a pretty special sled to me. This is a sled that got me into vintage snowmobiles. It's my very first one I had. It was the very first one I've ever fixed up. And it's been sitting since last year. I run it every year. And it's pretty neat. I mean, it's got a 293 Sachs in it. It's not the SS model. I mean, it's aluminum tunnel. It's a 72. So, I mean, for an oddball company, that's pretty neat. They made several different models. They come in several different colors, but orange was the main one. And we're going to see if we can get it fired up today. It needs cleaned up. It's very dirty. It's been sitting here without a cover on it. And I think it's been probably 11 or 12 years since I had fixed it up to where you see it today. And it's been a really fun machine. Yeah, it's got a lot of characteristics from an Alouette kind of. I mean, it's got a single drive track in the center, but it's aluminum. It's different. It's got a fiberglass belly pan. It's pretty neat, really, and it's not really a restoration. I mean, I fixed it up. We done some work on the hood. Believe it or not, it's actually painted with the spray bomb, and you would never know it once it's cleaned up and out in the sunlight. It looks really good for as old as it is. And this is a driver. I mean, I pound this thing. It's quite something, really. I was running this. I noticed that towards the end of it, the needle was sticking in the carburetor. I have a new needle here, and I haven't had it going at all. There's old fuel in it from last year. I smelled it. It's not the greatest. But we're going to see if we can get it going today anyway, and maybe get it over to the shop. We're probably going to have to pull the carburetor off it. I do have a brand new needle and seat here. And yeah, we'll see what she does. This machine is really, really fast. And I know there's a few people out there that can vouch for me too on that. I don't know what it is about it, but I mean, the top speed of this compared to anything else that's a single, this is fast. And even the clutch is jazzed up a little bit. She'll turn some RPM before it engages, and that's the way it was when I got it. I have no idea if it's the right clutch or wrong clutch. It looks like the original clutch, but anyway, let's see if we can get her fired up and get her to take some fuel. It did pick up its own fuel. It's not running super good. So I think we're gonna pull the carburetor off it and take her apart and just check her out, see what's going on. Alright, so I lied. I actually just had to adjust the carburetor. My screws were turned way in and it wasn't getting enough fuel. It seems to be actually pulling fuel and throttle response really good. So one thing I think I am going to change is how the throttle cable works. I'm going to bring you over and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this still has the original throttle cable on it, as you can see how it goes in here, and it's over too far. It's pulling almost on like a 45 almost. I think I'm going to build a bracket to set this over here so it's more in line, because when you open her wide open, it wants to stay there. That's not very good. So, and it's not that the spring's broke or anything. It's just the angle it's on and where it's a metal cable, not a braided cable. So, we're gonna fix that up today. All right, so I got my bracket off here. With the whole cable off, I've eliminated the old steel wire that was through there. I'm going to put a braided cable in there. I've set this over to where it's going to line up more square. I got to add a piece 3/4 of an inch onto this bracket and re-drill it with a 6mm hole, and we'll set this over so it lines up better with our throttle lever here on the carburetor. Something I should have done a long time ago, but kept putting it off. Well, we got her all finished and got a new line on her. Welded a small piece on, have it set over, and much better. It's flawless. It's great. So this is a 1972 Ski Zoom Rebel 1, it's called. And I said before, it's got a 293 Sachs in it. And I've had it for quite a few years. There's a few things I'd still like to really do to it. And one of the major things I'd like to do to it is make a new seat. That one there I made 10 or 11 years ago, and it's time to upgrade and put a nicer seat on it. I'd like to bend up a new rear grab bar too. But I mean, other than that, for a spray foam job, it's lasted a long time, and a very unique sled. And every time I have it somewhere, I get a lot of comments on it, because people's never seen one, nor have they heard it. It's just a small company out of Quebec, same as a lot of the other ones, and they only run for 3 or 4 years, I can't remember, and then they were all done. It seems to run pretty good, for considering that I never had the carburetor off it this year, and it's running on, gas from last winter. So yeah, I think it's working all right. Concludes to what we got going on here today, and you get to see a different snowmobile that not too many people know about. Some of you have seen them, some of you haven't, some of you probably never even heard of them. We still don't have very much snow. We have maybe an inch more than we had last week. Not not much I can do about it. But till then, we're just gonna keep getting running, going. I'm gonna show you what we're doing. The next project's gonna be quite a good one. So see you around.